And so as I begin to look at this and, of course, read these articles and begin to assess and think on this, really, really think on this, family, I went to look at her Instagram page, right? And I'm going to my Instagram right now to pull up something that I think is very important. Here it is right here. Here is Miss Aisha's page. Do you see that? That's her Instagram page. The number at the top is the reason why we're discussing her today. The number at the top is 6.4 million followers. Did you hear what I just said? The number at the top, family, is 6.4 million followers on Instagram. That means she is a major influencer. And because she is a married woman with young children, and when you look at even some of the pictures and you look at some of the content that she puts up and you look into a lot of her audience, it's clear that a lot of young people listen to her and follow her. So being honest about what you go through is one thing, being transparent, but also they pick up the insecurities. They pick up the pattern of the insecurities that you have. And then when you start to lash out, when you're called out on stuff, that means that you're actually justifying certain areas of your life that is quite problematic, but you should not be justifying. Somebody talk black to me. So we can ready to deal with some of this today. So she has 6.4 million followers, family. So my goal here, if I'm keeping it 100, my goal here is to really help to stop the spread of stupid. My goal here is to help stop the spread of stupid. First of all, Ayesha Curry is a very beautiful and attractive woman. She really is. She is a beautiful and an attractive woman. Here is another picture of her and her husband together. You all see that? That's one of the more recent postings up on Instagram. She is a very beautiful and an attractive woman. We have all experienced at one time or another insecurities, challenges with our bodies, with circumstances that we face, feelings of inadequacy. We deal with those kinds of things. It's not unusual for a woman. So this issue that we're discussing is not about the fact that she's being persecuted because she was quote unquote keeping it real or trying to explain the fact that she was having some insecurities or that she desires attention. No, beloved, that is not it at all. It's about how we go about doing a thing. It's about understanding your influence and about when you are quote unquote keeping it real about certain things, what does that activate in certain people? As a woman, we, of course, want to feel like that we are beautiful and that we are attractive. That's a part of our makeup. That's a part of who we are. But there's levels to this thing. Come on, somebody talk black to me. There's levels to this thing. And while you may want other people to consider you to be beautiful, there's a whole lot of there are different types of people in the world, family, that may not believe that you are. So my whole world can't come crashing in because of some troll that's blind, deaf, and dumb. Somebody talk black to me. Or because their standard of beauty does not look like Vicki. My world is not about to crumble. There are over 7 billion people on the planet. Did you hear what I just said? There's over 7 billion people on the planet. Somebody talk black to me. A lot of them are mentally ill people. A lot of them are traumatized, going through some stuff. A lot of them are racist. A lot of them are colorist. A lot of them are just different. And that's okay. My world is not about to end because some troll is in the comment section and saying, Vicki, why do you have extensions as braids? My world doesn't end because they say your rings are so big. My world doesn't end because another Black prominent YouTuber who claims to be pro-Black actually makes fun of my body part. Somebody talk Black to me. I'm talking real talk here. Another YouTuber that's supposed to be pro-Black and against colorism and against racism and all this stuff, they've made disparaging comments about my Black attributes. Somebody talk Black to me. My world doesn't end. Number one, I've got too much to work with if I decided to drag you. But because I'm not going to go to that level, and because I understand that you too are suffering from some types of self-hate, I'm just not going to stoop to your level because you blind. What you think, your world, how you view the world, your worldview, it doesn't make me no never mind. And it took a little bit of time to do that, but that's because I did the internal work. And I'm still a work in progress. This is why all of us, not just Ayesha Curry, need to do the invisible work. You need to figure out who you are, love on who you are, spend time with yourself, spend time with your creator. The reason that's important, the reason that's just not some hocus pocus, super spiritual, metaphysical stuff, is because when you don't know who you are, you will seek to obstruct and disturb the life of other people. Somebody talk Black to me. You know how folks tell you to stay in your lane? When I'm using the word stay in your lane today, I'm not using the word stay in your lane as if to say, limit yourself, not to explore whatever gifts and talents and other things about yourself that you didn't even know existed. No, that's not how I'm using it. I'm using it in a symbolic sense where when you know and when you have a grasp of who you are and what your purpose is in the world, I'm saying run with that, focus on that. Yeah, stay in your lane in that sense. You know why? If folks don't stay in their lanes, you can cause a car crash. Somebody talk Black to me. When you are reckless and swerving in and out of your lane, you are dangerous. That's the reason why self-care, spiritual work, and self-analysis is important. It's a must. Some of you that are jealous and hating of other people, hating on other people, you don't want to say it's that. You pretend it's something else. You try to focus and say, no, it's because this person did that, or it's because that person did that. When in the end of the day, you're just a hater. You're envious and you're jealous. And when you're envious, you take things to a whole other level. It's not just something mentally that you think and you compare yourself with. It means you begin to take action to stop someone else's life, someone else's progress, because you are not pleased with who you are. And you tripping about what you got going on or what you don't have going on. Somebody talk Black to me. This is serious stuff. We've got folk killing other people, hurting other people. Because at the end of the day, folk don't know who they are. They're unhappy with who they are. And can't nobody do that work with you. Nobody can do that work, the internal work, but you. Somebody talk Black to me. Let me get more into this article. For those of you that are just tuning in, my name is Vicki Dillard, and I am a FlyNubianQueenTV.com contributor. So pleased to be sharing the love from Fly Nubian Queen with your Black world. We're doing something different. In this season, and we're so pleased to join you, and we're so thankful. Shout out to Dr. Boyce Watkins for allowing us to put content on this wonderful, wonderful pioneering Black media resource network and outlet. For those that are coming in, family, please give us a thumbs up on the count of 3. I want everybody that hasn't already to give us a thumbs up. That way we can draw other people into the broadcast, because you know that many of these platforms, they do not send out notifications properly. On the count of 3, everybody, would you give us a thumbs up? 1, 2, 3, thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, Black family. Thumbs up, beloved. Shout out to you all that are doing that. Also, be sure to text the word voice to 31996 if in the future you want to receive notifications via phone. Text the word voice to 31996 in order to receive notifications when Dr. Voice is going live from your Black world. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But let's get back to this article from Working Mother. Let's get back to this article from Working Mother. It says that in addition to some of the stuff that we just read from the Griot's article, this part is talking about the fact that Ayesha Curry, her husband, NBA star Steph Curry, and I'm going to skip around these because it's too much to read. It says, it refers to her husband, NBA star Steph Curry. It says that considering everything on Ayesha's plate in the kitchen, and otherwise, it says that she's a mom to daughters Riley 5, Ryan 3, and 10-month-old baby boy Cannon, okay? It says the uber busy entrepreneur just opened the 3rd location of her restaurant. Y'all hear that? She just opened up the 3rd location of her restaurant. Shout out to Ayesha Curry. International Smoke is the name of it. And it says a 4th is coming to Del Mar, California in June. It says her homemade meal kits just hit the shelves at Northern California Whole Food stores. Her eponymous cookware is sold everywhere from Macy's to Walmart, as well as on her website. It also says that she's a brand ambassador for CoverGirl and The Honest Company. She'll be executive producing and hosting Family Food Fight, a culinary competition series that pits home chefs against one another, premiering on ABC June 20th. I read all that to tell you she got a lot going on. She's got a lot of seemingly very good things going on, right, family? A lot of things that would get her a whole lot of attention. Like her Instagram page would get her a whole lot of attention. 6.4 million followers. I went on her Twitter page earlier, and she has just under 1 million followers there. So she's getting a lot of attention. But it's a different type of attention, a more personal, physical, male attention that she's looking for. Somebody talk Black to me. I'd be hard pressed to believe, for real, that she's not getting male attention from millions of followers, from the pool of the millions of followers that she has on Instagram and Twitter. But she can't feel their flesh and see their bones. Somebody talk Black to me. Perhaps. I'm making a point here, but I want us to learn from Ayesha Curry. This is not to persecute her or to dog her as a sister. It's to point out some areas that are perhaps problematic. It goes on to the family while I'm reading. Keep giving us a thumbs up, keep liking, keep sharing. So, family, this part, the reason why I read that is because I want you to know she's got a lot going on, a whole lot that she can be focused on in her life, a whole lot of stuff to be thankful for. But I'm going to tell you the part that's kicking me off here in a minute. She goes on to say that I think a lot of people do not take me seriously, confesses Ayesha, who turned 30 in March. Despite her ever-expanding empire, people chalk up her success to her pro athlete spouse. Watch this. This is a quote from her now. Listen closely to what she says. She says, they think this is something I've obtained because of my husband's income. That's not true. He hasn't invested a dime in my restaurant business. Okay, Ayesha, here's my question. So what if he did? What if he was the underwriter of what you were doing? It would still be your company. So what if he put the money up? What's going on here? To where she wanted it to be very clear that she says that they think that this is something I've obtained because of my husband's income. It's like she's trying to make sure that she's separated from him. But she wants to stand out and differentiate her success and her goals and aims. Okay, I'm still going to leave that there. I'm not going to judge that. She goes on to say that it's going to get juicier, in my opinion, and problematic. She says, stepping out of Steph's shadow, the article says, stepping out of Steph's shadow and gaining her own spotlight, pay attention to that language, in culinary circles isn't the only way she's reckoned with her own role in the world. Her mother is Jamaican and Chinese, and her dad is Polish and African or white. Her dad is Polish. Oh, her dad is Polish and African American. That's what it says. So let me read that again. Her mother is Jamaican and Chinese, and her dad is Polish and African American. Everyone was from a place other than Canada, and that's how you identified yourself. This is her talking. This is her talking right now. She says everyone was from a place other than Canada. Because by the way, family, I don't know if you all know this or not, but she has dual citizenship. She's also from Canada. I mean, she has a citizenship in Canada as well as the U.S. is what I'm trying to say. So anyway, she says, and this is a quote, everyone was from a place other than Canada, and that's how you identified yourself, not black or white. I identified as Jamaican because that's where my mom came from. She says of her childhood in Toronto, where her neighbors were mostly Asian and Indian. In the States, I'm simply black. Now, number one, this probably has a whole lot to do with some of her identity issues. Somebody's going to say, well, Vicki, what are you talking about? Keep listening. She goes on to say, family, in my own community, this is where we have the problem. Get ready to get this ready. Ready to get this gavel together. All rise. Court is in session. Y'all ready? This is the part that got me. This is the part of the article that got me. She says, my own community needs to embrace everyone better. Sometimes I feel like I'm too black for the white community, but I'm not black enough for my own community. That's a hard thing to carry. That's why my partnership with CoverGirl was special for me, because I felt like I didn't fit the mold of a CoverGirl. She adds, I'm not in the entertainment industry in the traditional sense. I'm not thin. I'm 170 pounds on a good day. It's been a journey for me, and that's why I want my girls to understand who they are and to love it. Now you done messed up, little girl. Little girl, little girl, little girl, little girl. You done messed up. Now, number one, she says, you say my own community needs to embrace everyone better. Now, I went to the social media platform for Working Mother, and I was looking up information on Working Mother. It's a primarily, as far as I could see, white publication. So when you go to opening up your big mouth, Ayesha, and I'm just going to keep it 100, to a primarily or a largely white audience, what do you think you're doing? Disparaging the black community by saying stuff like this. My own community needs to embrace everyone better. How dare you go to a large white publication, which has a large white audience, and tell us, ream us, call yourself correcting us, saying that my own community needs to embrace everyone better. You're showing signs that you're mad at us because you don't feel like that you're Black enough. I'm going to give a quick plug here. Shout out to Dr. Boyce Watkins, who started a Black social media platform that's commensurate to the Facebook of the world. By the way, if you are not subscribed to blackenough.com, I would definitely urge you and encourage you to make sure that you're subscribed to blackenough.com. That's spelled BLAGGENUF. Shout out to my moderators. Please put that information, moderators, your Black World moderators. Would you please put Black Enough? Shout out to you, Benita. I see it in there. Be sure that you subscribe. When you get a chance, make sure that you subscribe to that. You all know in the wake of them kicking off the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan from that platform, that we need to make sure that we have our own platforms where we don't have to deal with white supremacy. Somebody talk Black to me. Dr. Boyce Watkins, shout out to him, had the foresight a couple of plus years ago to know to start this for such a time as this. So make sure, family, that you're subscribed there. I've been subscribed there for quite some time, long before the brouhaha with Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, by the way, who I'm a student of in the nation. But listen, so I titled the post today, Ayesha Curry is mad at us because she doesn't feel Black enough. Let me encourage you, Ayesha. You should subscribe to Black Enough too. Family, I don't want us to troll her and talk crazy to us, but I do want her to send, I do want us to send her the link. Send our sister the blackenough.com link, BLAGGENUF. Why am I encouraging Ayesha to subscribe to blackenough.com, the Black social media platform? Because you need to start interacting and socializing with more Black folk. That way we can help acclimate you into the community, and you can start getting a sense of who we are, thus getting a better sense of who you are, so that you don't go out there and do another type of boob job. Somebody talk Black to me. You said that you made a rash decision, you was feeling some insecurities, and you start running your mouth. Girl, you made a rash decision with your boob job. Girl, listen, you're making a rash decision with your mouth right now. So we want to get you acclimated with more Black people, because you would have known better than to go to this primary white population and try to make a fool of yourself, and thus trying to make a fool of Black people by trying to correct us and telling us, my own community, and I'm quoting her here, family. I'm quoting her here. My own community needs to embrace everyone better. But first of all, this is what I want to know. Who is everybody? Ayesha, who is everybody? Why is it that Black folk need to be accepting and embracing of everybody? First of all, you need to clarify who everybody is. The other thing I want to say is, you said that you feel too Black for the white community, but you're not Black enough for your own community. Well, first of all, obviously you've got quite a bit of white in you. You need to you don't ream white folk. You don't ream the white community for not accepting you like you do us. You started off by saying we need to embrace our own better. But your criticism is not as incisive, it's not as stark for them as it is for us. And mind you, it's no question, like it or lump it, that the white community has been quite devastating to Black people in general, in America certainly, and no doubt around the world. Somebody talk Black to me. But you don't have criticism for the white community in this like you do for us, other than to say that you feel like you're too Black for the white community. Now let me help you. What did we do wrong? You mean because folk were calling you out about the fact that you were complaining about your husband having groupies? But out of the same breath, you said that her words were that she's not getting anything like that. She was comparing what she's not getting to the groupies that her husband is getting. So you mad that folks on social media was questioning you about the fact that you were public about desiring attention from other men that's not your husband. That's what you're mad about. But you're the one who took it public at the red round table. Somebody talk black to me. It's fine for you to be vulnerable. It's fine for you to speak your truth. It's fine for you to sit around the red table and chat with your sisters, your sister-in-laws, because there were a bunch of Curry women that were there, and your mother-in-law and your homegirls with the cameras off. Somebody talk black to me. The reason being is while we understand, I said this earlier, that yes, women, we desire to be beautiful, we want to be attractive to other people. There are levels to that attraction. And maybe in your own mind, you didn't want to give the impression, even though you didn't say this. Maybe in your own mind, you didn't want to make it appear that you was really a thought, that you were desiring sexually, in a sexual way, other men to compliment you and to compliment you, maybe even in a sexual way. That's the reason you don't say certain things out loud, because you don't know what those things might activate in individuals. Let me get my gavel. Somebody talk back to me. There's a little word known as discretion, prudence, discretion. And when we have seasoned elders around us, they help to pull our skirts and tell us, you shouldn't say that. Or they would demonstrate to us by their behaviors what you do and what you don't do, what are appropriate social norms. Because of your power, because of the millions of people that watch you and that have access to you on a consistent basis, not including the others that have access to you when they are playing your quotes on mainstream media, you don't know what you activate in the minds of other people when you say you're desirous of male attention. And some of the criticism that you got wasn't entirely wrong, because the attention you said that you wanted, you specifically said related to your husband's attention, the groupies that come after him, you said, I don't get anything like that. And you went on to say that you had an insecurity about that. And you went on to say that you wondered if there was something wrong with you. Which leads me back to my point that I made earlier. It has to start with us knowing who we are and knowing that we are beautiful, even if nobody else from without says it. Somebody talk back to me. So that's what our goal here is. Let me take a quick break here, welcoming those of you that are just tuning in. My name is Vicki Dillard, a proud contributor on FlyNewBeingQueenTV.com, and pleased to also be a contributor right here on Your Black World. Welcome, 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 Black family, to Your Black World. Those of you that are coming in, I want you to be sure that you text the word voice to 31996. Text the word voice to 31996. That way in the future, you'll be able to receive notifications that when we're going live from Your Black World on your phones via text message. Also, family, on the count of three, I want everybody to give us thumbs up. Why do we say that? Because when you give us the thumbs up, you draw in other people. You increase the likeliness of others hearing this important broadcast. And how many of you know that Black media matters and that we control the narrative, and what we say matters? So on the count of three, for those of you that haven't done it, on the count of three, give us a thumbs up. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up, Black family. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. I see you giving us a thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Again, family, be sure to like, be sure to share. By the way, family, if you want to invest in your Black business, if you want to leave a legacy, if you want to help make your dreams come true, if you want to bring in other forms, another stream of income, somebody talk back to me. We want you to connect with us for a very, very reasonable price that's not going to put you in debt, and that you can actually start the blackbusinessschool.com. I believe the first month is even free. They have excellent customer service. They're willing to work with you in terms of being an available Black source because they want you to get the information, and you can participate for as little as a fast food meal. Somebody talk Black to me. So you again connect with us at the blackbusinessschool.com. By the way, for Fly Nubian Queen folk, also urge folk to make sure that they're connected to Fly Nubian Queen, flynubianbusiness.com and flynubianmoney.com. If you want to learn how to invest, for example, that's flynubianmoney.com. If you want to learn from very capable Black instructors, family, experts that know what they're doing from a Black business school. But this business school is not seeking accreditations. They give you accreditation. Somebody talk Black to me. That is the blackbusinessschool.com. And also as a resource, flynubianbusiness.com. Shout out to our moderators that's putting that information in for us. This is so important. This is so important. This is so important. Again, we're discussing today the fact that Ayesha Curry is clearly mad at Black people because she doesn't feel Black enough. She blames us. I am so tired of folk blaming Black people as a default for everything that's going on in their lives. The problem with Miss Ayesha is that she's trying to change the subject. And I get why she's trying to change the subject because she received an extraordinary amount of backlash when she told the world that she was seeking male attention. Like the groupie attention that her husband gets. Somebody talk Black to me. So she's trying to change the subject. And she's trying to blame us for what she said. I do believe that perhaps some of the conversation, some of the commentary, some of the backlash may or may not have been a bit too harsh on some things. But again, as a celebrity, as a public figure who has a reputation of saying some very salacious and incendiary things, makes us to wonder. And this is what I said in the post. I said that the Black community is not taking an L because you're having issues in the upper region of the neck. Let me repeat that. And I want this to be very clear. Miss Ayesha and anybody else that wants to continue to blame Black people because of your own insecurities. It's not about you not having insecurities. Who doesn't? I'm dealing with an illness. I'm dealing with some of the side effects of different medicines. I'm dealing with all kinds of stuff. I have to listen to folks say some of the ugliest and nastiest things, whether it's about my hair, whether it's about my nails, whether it's comments about my attire, whether it's other Black folk that claim to be pro-Black making fun of my body parts. I don't think that's fun. I don't think that's right. I don't think it's productive. But I'm not fixing to crumble because of your confusion. I'm not fixing to crumble because of your stupidity. And that takes a bit of work. I acknowledge that. But to have a train of thinking with your husband on one hand to say, you hate the groupies, you hate that type of attention that he gets, but at the same time, you specifically say you don't get anything like that. You have an insecurity about the fact that you don't get anything like that, and you're wondering if something is wrong with you. That's a problem because those statements that were made in a very public way is now being projected onto mainstream society, specifically Black people that listen to you, specifically young Black girls and Black boys. And to turn around and blame us is a problem. Here's another thing that I want to bring up. Miss Ayesha doesn't know what time it is. This is another problem she has. Ayesha does not know what time it is in Black America. What do I mean? What she said is very problematic. You turn this into an unnecessary racial issue by blaming us. You think that we're just going to pat you on the back and say, oh, she just blamed us for this, and we're not going to worry about it, and we're not going to have anything to say? No, man, we're going to have something to say. You don't know what time it is, Miss Ayesha. What time is it? It's Black liberation time, sister girl. So our senses are heightened at this time. We're not giving white supremacy. We're not giving colorism room to sneeze. And the fact that you are not aware, you weren't self-aware enough to know that there was not going to be some backlash when you say, and I quote, my own community needs to embrace everyone better. Sometimes I feel I'm too Black for the white community, but I'm not Black enough for my own community. That's a hard thing to carry. Do you think that you're going to blame us for that and not get some backlash? Somebody talk Black to me? No, we're here to give it to you, sis. We're getting ready to put some work in, boo. Respectfully, not ugly. You're not going to hear me drag another queen, cuss them out, call them all kind of names. You're not going to hear me go after their family members or talk about specific personal things related to them and give misinformation and slander them. No, baby, not in that way. I'm here as a big sister because I'm 40 years of age. You're 30. I got a decade on you. And perhaps I can offer you a little encouragement to say, I know where you've been. I've had some very similar insecurities. But I had to do the inside work, and it took a little bit of time to do it. And it's important that we don't blame other people, because you know what happens when you blame other people? That means you never ultimately take responsibility for it for yourself. And what does that mean? It means that you're never going to get healed. And not only does it mean that you're doing a disservice to yourself first and foremost, because it means that you're never going to get healed. It means that you're obstructing and that you're actually hurting the lives of other people when you project that madness on them. Somebody talk Black to me. Sister girl doesn't know what time it is. This is Black liberation time. What do I mean? When I say our senses are heightened, we're demanding a Black agenda from all of the major presidential candidates. The presidential candidates, those that are in the running for who will rule over us. Somebody talk Black to me. We've changed the narrative for them to where Elizabeth Warren, Cory Booker, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, they are discussing what we're discussing on these channels and this network and other members of the, let's call them members of the new Black media. Somebody talk Black to me. So because our senses are heightened and because we're coming into a greater knowledge of our power and because we're demanding something for our vote in this time and in this season, and because we're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and we are done with the badgering, with the preoccupation of white supremacy, sister girl, we're not about to take it from somebody that's Black either. This is another reason why I am again suggesting that in addition to you being a member of the Instagram family, in addition to you being a member of the Twitter family, we strongly urge you to subscribe to blackenough.com. Again, moderators, please put that information in the comment section. And I'm believing that some intelligent, respectful, Your Black World or Fly Nubian Queen family member is going to provide our sister with the link respectfully so that she can become acclimated with her people, so that she can help to know what time it is. Somebody talk Black to me. So that she can start to feel her Blackness in a much more substantive way. Because you wouldn't have went out there and lost your mind like that. Family, keep giving us a thumbs up, keep liking, keep sharing. My name is Vicki Dillard, and we're giving a little bit of work to Miss Ayesha Curry, who is blaming Black people really for her insecurity. We're reading through the lines. And there's really no lines to read through. But sister girl didn't know what time it was. No one is going to sit around and lose any sleep over your insecurity. We're not doing that. I'm not talking just about Ayesha Curry family. I'm talking to us. I'm talking to Black people that have platforms, that have influence. We need to check ourselves so that we're not projecting our own insecurities onto the people. You caught us on the wrong day, sister girl. Black folks, Ayesha, we living our best lives right now for Black liberation. And we're not going to sit by idly while you blame us for this stuff. And that's the reason why I respectfully said it was a little bit of tongue in cheek in my post. But when I said that fact that like the Black community is not going to take an L because you're having issues in the upper region of the neck. And I'm saying it respectfully, but she admitted that she has anxiety, that she's taking medicine for. She's also clearly, as I just read in this article, had some issues with postpartum depression. You're not the only one. Let's start there. You're not the only one. Listen some more to this article, family. While we're doing that, keep liking, keep sharing. By the way, family, I don't know if you all know this or not, but we are on iTunes. Yay! All you need to do is go to iTunes, put in Fly Nubian Queen TV, or put in Your Black World or Dr. Boyce's name, and voila. Listen to us on the go. We're so excited about that. So make sure that you check us out on iTunes, family. Now, watch what else she says in this article that I thought was fascinating. She says that with all that's going on in her life and so forth, basically, she hardly has time. She tries to prioritize, the article says, the occasional date night with Steph. It says that self-care, she admits, takes a back seat. This is one of the reasons why I'm talking about the importance of doing the inner work, taking care of yourself. Because when you don't take care of yourself, you will screw up the lives of other people. Somebody talk Black to me. Watch this. It says here, and I'm quoting, this is from the article. It says, self-care, she admits, takes a back seat. I was laughing with my friends because I looked down at my toes. I had a gel pedicure that's been growing out for 6 months. This is what she said, family. I'm not trying to be ugly. I'm making a point here. I basically had a black tip French manicure on my toes, she jokes. Sometimes she'll squeeze in a bath or a splash of wine after the kids are in bed. But she always sets aside 10 minutes a day for a devotional. She says, and my faith is everything to me. It's what keeps me grounded. If I didn't take at least those 10 minutes for myself, I'd be a crazy person for sure. Well, I don't know. Some people may think that's up for debate, but you're not crazy because of these outbursts that you've been having, sis. Now, I'm not trying to be funny. This is not my words. These are her words. Black women, I am someone that does not have natural children. I don't have my own children. But we know all too well how we always too often put ourselves last. We don't take care of our hair. We don't take care of our skin. We don't get our nails done. We don't take care of our feet. We don't take care of what we put inside of our bodies. Are y'all hearing me? But we must. We must. Listen to what else she says. She says, that said, rather, the article says, that said, she knows she has it good compared to most moms. And this is what we want to remind you of, Ayesha. And family, not only Ayesha, we need to look at our own lives and see what things that we ought to be grateful for. Somebody talk Black to me. It's so easy to complain. It's so easy to act like everybody else is the problem and that you're the victim. Sometimes we just need to make an assessment of what we should be grateful for. Somebody talk Black to me. The article goes on to say That says she knows she has it good compared with most moms. My parents live out here now. My older sister is our nanny. That's what that's what she was doing by trade for a decade, and she was available, so I snatched her up. So her sister, by trade, as she just said here for a decade, is a nanny. So her sister is her nanny. Her parents live out there with them now. And the article goes on to say, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing if I didn't have my village helping me. Let me tell y'all something. Family, we got to go take several seats. How many of us know Black women in particular that are single mothers that's doing the darn thing? They shouldn't be doing the darn thing on their own. That should not be normalized, but they're doing the darn thing. And they're raising more than 3 children. They're taking care of more than 3 children. And the mother, some of them are even trying to go to school. Some of them are working a couple of different jobs, or they're doing a side hustle on the side to bring in extra income for their families. Family, we got to start to be more grateful. We've got to start being thankful. And on top of that, I'm not judging her. I'm going straight from what she says here. Where it says here, it says she knows she has it good compared to most moms. So stop blaming Black folk then, sister girl, because you got your whole family there now. Your sister is a nanny. How many sisters would wish to forget a nanny full time? How many sisters would be thankful if someone just helped them with their family and their children 2 days a week? What's the importance of having someone help you with the children, family? Is it so that you can run around just for your career and just to bring in money? Perhaps when that nanny is watching the baby, perhaps when your mother and father are watching the children, utilize about an hour of that time to get in the bubble bath. Utilize an hour of that time to go get your hair and your nails done. Utilize some of that time 2 or 3 days a week to work out. My mother raised 5 children. She had the help of my maternal grandparents. Somebody taught Black to me. That's a beautiful thing. That's a blessing. Some folks didn't have that even. But we've got to understand that you're not the only one. And sometimes when we're reading things, sometimes when we're listening to each other, some folks say, well, she had postpartum depression and she's got all those kids and she's got a career. Guess what? You're not the only one. She's married. Her husband travels. Guess what? You're not the only one. That's the reason why it's dangerous. It's detrimental for Black people in particular not to have that village, not to have the extended family around you, because you start to lose your mind. That's reality. Some of y'all actually start to lose your minds when you don't have family members around you. And that's when you start to misuse social media and you start cussing out another Black woman, disrespecting another Black woman, slandering another Black woman, or another Black man, or your own people. And you actually make money off of it. You actually get more prominence. And I tell you, beloved, that's a shame. And for the slow and the ignorant, let me repeat this. What I'm saying concerning our sister is not slander. I'm saying what I'm saying in love, not calling her out of her name. I'm taking her because she disrespected the Black community. And I'm telling her that we're not going to be to blame. We're not going to be to blame because of your own insecurities. If you slow ones can't tell the difference between the two, I can't help you with that learning curve. Respectfully. For those of you that don't know the difference between criticizing respectfully and not cussing somebody out, not dogging out someone personally. And in fact, what I'm saying is in response to repeated problematic, some would say, behaviors from this sister. I'm saying that don't blame Black people. Don't blame us, Miss Curry. You must know what time it is, sis. And we're not going to take this line down. We're going to let you know that we're not to blame. I'm telling you, as I mentioned before, that there's some inside work that you need to do. Take time for yourself. Love yourself. You're a beautiful sister. Love yourself so that way you don't lash out on other people and negatively affect other people's lives. And I'm going to end it here for now. Thank you so much for tuning in to Your Black World, the Vicki Show, right here. Join us tomorrow at the same time, same place, right here, Your Black World, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Before you go, for those who haven't done it, please give us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like, family. Be sure to share. Be sure to repost this important broadcast, family. Also, I want you to know that you can follow me at Vicki X Dillard on Instagram. Follow me at Vicki X Dillard. Also, please subscribe to my personal YouTube channel at Vicki Dillard. Again, shout out to our moderators. Shout out to every one of you that listened, every one of you that commented, every one of you that said talk back to me. We're so grateful that you listen. I thank you so much. Again, make sure that you connect with us at theblackbusinessschool.com, as well as flynubianmoney.com, flynubianbusiness.com. All of that information, shout out to our moderators, will be in the comment section. All of that information will be in the comment section. Again, we want you to live your best Black life. Somebody talk Black to me. We want you to live your best Black life. And one of the ways that you can do that is when you have a greater level of economic control over your life. Some of you might be like me, starting all the way over. Spend $30, $40 a month and say, hey, I'm going to invest this. It all matters. It is important to start now. Are y'all hearing me? We can be respectful. We can be critical, and still it doesn't mean that you're being disrespectful. I want my sisters to know that we're not going to take the blame for that, sis. You're using a public platform. You must use it responsibly. Not just her, because there's many lessons in this Ayesha Curry story that all of us can learn from. Again, I look forward to seeing some of you on my Instagram page at Vicki X Dillard. Make sure again that you text the word voice to 31996 so that you're able to receive notifications we're going live. Make sure that you like, make sure that you share. And again, be sure to subscribe to flynubianqueen.com and flynubianqueentv.com for those of you who are not already. I leave you in the manner in which I came. That is in peace. Assalamu alaikum.